Well, I kind of actually wanted to speak to what you had said about managing life, because when I think back to my life before I started working with Susan, I was temping, I was going on the occasional audition, but I was very committed to being a very responsible adult. And for me to be a responsible adult, that meant that I had to go to my 9-to-5 job and be there all the time. And, I got my 30-minute break or this, that, and the other, and that's it. That's the way I've always, that was the way I was raised. My mom always taught me to be responsible and everything. But because of working with Susan, that became second in my life. I need to be responsible to myself as an actor and to the work that I'm supposed to be doing. And so, to that vein, I wouldn't have gotten this show if it hadn't been for Susan, because I was working a temp job.
Yes, you are.
Temping, and the place was so strict. You had to be there from 8:30 to 5:30. You only get an hour break. You come back, people had to sign in and sign out. There was no movement whatsoever. But I was doing my homework for Susan. And my homework said that I needed to go on 3 auditions a week. And so when it was time for me to do my homework, I was at home and I was, typing it out, and I said, oh gosh, let me get my backstage. I need to figure out what my 3 auditions are going to be this upcoming week. So I went. I got the backstage, and I looked through it, and I said, oh, okay, The Color Purple, yeah, I'll go to that. And then Tokyo Disney, and I didn't have a third, but I said, well, I'll figure it out later. I hope, a third comes up. But so the week that Monday came, that I was supposed to go to the Color Purple audition. And I thought to myself, should I go early and ask to leave for my hour, or should I wait for my 1 o'clock break? So I waited for my 1 o'clock break. I went. I get in there, and they've already sung everyone. They already sang everyone, and I walk in and I said, oh, I'm sorry. Well, are you still seeing people? She said, give me your headshot and resume, and they'll see if they can see you. I went in. They said, well, they'll dance you first, and then they'll sing you. I danced, and then it was time for me to go back to work. So I told them, I'm really sorry, I have to go back to work. And they said, well, no, we really want to see you sing. So I said, okay, I'll call my job and see what happens. And so I go and I call my job, and the lady tells me this is unacceptable. You're supposed to be here on time. We really need someone who's here. And so I walk back into the audition at this point. I don't get back to work until 2 hours later. I'm officially 2 hours late back to work, which I've never done in my life. And I take a cab, I jump in a cab, I get there, I Zoom there. At the end of the day, I work the whole day. At the end of the day, they take me into a room, and they said, so what happened? I said, well, I had to go to an audition. And they called me back, and I had to stay. And they said, well, we're sorry, today's your last day. And, in the real world, that's it. You're done, you're finished, you've failed. I told my mom, and my mom said, well, you made a decision, you have to live with it. And I said, yes, this is a decision that I can live with, absolutely, because, and it was really interesting, throughout the whole day, people around me had been reinforcing me. When I was calling my job to tell them I was going to be late, the man at Chelsea Studio said, good job, you're here to be an actor, you're not here to be a temp employee, so go in there and do that callback. When I was in the taxi, everyone was just so encouraging. I knew that it was the right thing to do. And so when I got that call on Saturday, that I was in The Color Purple. Oh my gosh, what a relief. But it wasn't because I'd gone in there wanting to be in The Color Purple. I went in there because I was supposed to do my 3 homework assignments. I went in because I had to do my 3 auditions that week. And out of it, now I'm on tour for a whole year.
So great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you for trusting me. Thank you for allowing yourself the gift to be the talent that you are, and not giving up and not giving in to somebody else's vision of you. that you allow me to have you come forth in your own vision. So I love you so much. And everyone who's watching, Amanda will be on tour for the next year, actually.
This is only the beginning.
Only the beginning. The next stop is where?
Next stop is Michigan.
Michigan.
And then we'll be in California. We'll be on the East Coast. We'll be in DC. We're going to be everywhere.
So you'll see it on my website where you're going to go. I love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mwah.